Hello and welcome to the Export Client Data tutorial for Sunsure Advanced Insights. So the first thing we're going to do is click on Export Client Data, and here we're going to see a variety of different templates with a warning basically describing how the export will only include client data if we're choosing the basic client field template, or if we're choosing the custom client field template, or the basic client plus dependent. And what I mean by client data is simply the information that is shown right here on screen at the current moment. You'll only see this in your export if you choose basic client dependent, or custom client. Now for the basic client, this is going to include all the client fields, so the fields that we see on screen right now. So if we go ahead and click on basic client, and we click on export data, we'll see an alert that said the data was downloaded successfully. And here we can see our data. So we can see the first name, last name, date of birth, and the rest of the fields associated with our clients. It should be important to note that the policy ID and agent ID are database fields, so these are to be ignored. Everything else, though, is relevant. Okay, so let's now check the client and dependent field template. So if we click on the basic client plus dependent field template, we're gonna get all of the clients and their respective dependents. So if we click on export data, we will now see all of our clients in addition to their dependents right here. And it should be noted that dependents will have not applicable for any fields that do not match the data that was provided in the form. What I mean by that is first name and last name and date of birth all apply to a dependent, but not necessarily the zip code, state, email, dependent count, etc. You can tell that these are your primary policy holders because these have information in those fields. I apologize for that. Okay, so that is the basic client and dependent template. If we click on ancillary policies and we click on export data, here we're going to see the policyholder information, or the policies that have ancillary policies. So these are clients that have dental, accident, hospital, etc. So here we see only Ryan Stewart, John Doe, and Bill Roberts. Ryan Stewart appears twice because they have two different ancillary types, dental and accident. And here we can see the effective date, carrier, who it was created by. These are database fields, so you don't have to worry about that. And this is when it was updated and who it was updated by. And now, if we click on the contact history logs, this is going to export all the contact history logs associated with your clients. So if we click on export data, here you can see all the contact history logs. So we have 3 contact history logs for John Doe with the notes associated here, 1 contact history log for Ryan Stewart, and 3 for Bill Roberts. And once again, these are database IDs, so you can ignore these when analyzing your data. And finally, we have the custom client field. So this will allow you to export client data based on the fields that you would like to export. So for instance, if you only want to export first name, last name, email, address, phone number, second line address, and state, then you can do so like that by selecting all of the fields that you want, and then you can click on export data. And here we'll see our data consists only of the columns that we selected. So first name, last name, email, phone number, address, second line address, and state. So this might be useful if you're creating like a mailing list, or you want to quickly compile a list for contact information and so on. And that covers exporting client data.